let's bring it back home to the Southeast Texas courtrooms where we want to ask the judge. Judge Arkeen is here with us for one of our most popular segments. Are you ready to jump right in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here is question number one. A viewer says, over the last 6 months, I've had too many strokes with medical costs. I've come up short on my rent a couple of times, but I have managed to pay everything back. Now I'm ahead of payments, covering me until March. Can my landlord legally evict me now?
Well, Dejanique, it depends on if they have actually cashed the checks. If a landlord accepts partial payments, then they forfeit that right to evict for that month. Now, the next month, if they send their rent payment in and it's late and the landlord decides not to accept that payment and cash the check, then they do have a right to evict.
So it really just depends on when the money exchanges hands and if it's been cashed.
Exactly, if they've accepted partial payments.
Got it.
Yes.
All right, second question. I have a history of sleepwalking. Last night, I caused property damage. Can I be held accountable for this, even though I have no recollection of it? Wow.
Well, it's a little difficult when they just say property damage, but there was recently a case, a murder case in Houston where a defendant murdered his wife by shooting her 12 times. He claimed that it was a sleepwalking incident, that was his defense. The jury didn't buy it and sentenced him to 46 years.
Wow.
So in property crimes, and we're going to talk about this in the criminal context, you have to have intent. You have to knowingly and intentionally damage someone else's property. So you could try it and maybe attack the intent element of that crime and see what happens.
And I guess at that point, you may have to get a doctor involved to be able to explain.
You certainly would. It would be a battle of the scientists is what we call it. But the doctors would have to compete on the science behind sleepwalking for sure.
But there could be a case.
There could be.
All right, and let's go to our third and final question this afternoon. I signed a 1-year contract with my company. The contract promised a bonus once I hit my 1 year. Well, my employer is refusing to pay me that bonus. What can I do?
Well, I say this a lot, but it's really true. You need to look at the contract and see exactly what it says. It may have had certain benchmarks or goals that you had to achieve, and maybe you didn't make those. Or it could be very plain, and they owe you the bonus and they're not paying. If that's the case, then you probably have a breach of contract case, and you would need to consult an attorney to file suit.
So first things first, you need to get your company to justify why they're not paying you the bonus, and then take it from there.
Exactly.
Such a smart lady, Judge Arkeen. Thank you so much. And if you all out there have questions for our Ask the Judge segment, just head over to 12newsnow.com/askthejudge and fill out the form.